This thing's cool. Hey! Zenphone reporting in. Okay, so I'm a little bit inactive, as you can probably see. Well, let's go with a channel update, alright? Alright, now yes, on my last video, I did say that I would like to do an analysis video on Back to the Future because I saw all 3 movies on Back to the Future Day. Now, I still plan on doing that. Thing is, I have maybe like a couple problems. One is that I have a life. Unlike certain people on here on YouTube, I don't have this as a job. I don't do this on a daily thing. I'd like to, but I don't have that luxury or the finance. In fact, I'll admit that I'd like to, but, you know, like, you have to reach a certain point before you can. In other words, you know, you have to have mass view counts, you have to have So really, I'm doing this when I can, on my own free time. And or if I don't get distracted. I try not to get distracted, and I always do have everything on here in my mind, or on my mind. You know, I'm always looking at movies and sometimes video games, all for separate reasons. Thinking of, what do I have to talk about this? Was this good? Did the character development go well? Am I going to like this tomorrow? And I have a slew of things that are just really cut out for me. I mean, and whether you know or not, it takes a long time to do editing and finding footage of the appropriate content you want to do. I mean, really, honestly, I have to praise some of the people who can actually do this on their own and actually do this on a set schedule. I mean, I'm still baffled by Markiplier on how he's able to do 2 videos every single day. He doesn't owe us anything, yet he wants to do that. And I can only think of 2 or 3 times where he actually didn't do that. 2 of them were for personal reasons, and another one was just, I suspect maybe was just too tired and just needed that long rest of a day. And there are even times where he's not able to do 2 videos, but he still posts 1 video. Or a nostalgia critic. He does it weekly. He does it actually not just a nostalgia critic, but maybe other YouTube content makers, where somehow they have at least 1 weekly type of video, yet somehow they have a bunch of other videos at the same time. Granted, maybe they somehow have a schedule for all of that to do on par as a regular job, you know, so, of course, oh, hey, 1 day of recording a video and 6 days of doing whatever the hell I want and do nothing for it. Because, hey, the YouTube's gonna pay me because everybody's watching my stuff 24/7. I don't think it works like that. I'm glad I don't think like that. So, really, it's a tough business. Like I said, even though I would like that kind of job where my job would be making video content for you guys, it's not the best choice right now. I mean, in fact, most of the week I'm just, you know, working at a job. Apparently it's a temp agency, but it still gives me some finance. I am planning on putting in an application for FedEx. That'll give me, you know, benefits. If I could really use those benefits. In fact, I'm going to be doing that. In fact, I'm going to be turning in that application after this. So please know that even if I am inconsistent, I do want to do this YouTube channel. Zenphone XV2 is here to stay, and it's not going to be oh, I'm going to post a video only once a year, or, oh, after this video, I'm never posting a thing again. Not doing that. No. And it's not because I owe anybody, it's because I like doing this. I like making content. I like entertaining. Problem is, it's just life, and also finding time, and also maybe a lack of making the time. But I do come back. I plan on coming back and doing stuff. I'm probably rambling at this point. So, what kind of other updates do I plan on doing? I don't have the list right here, but cut away. This list is my plan on what I plan on doing reviews of. I do want you, the viewer, to give me suggestions as what to review. I want to know what you think of this movie. Is this movie recommended? Should I just pass it on? However, since the start, I've always been thinking of movies and video games, but mainly movies that I want to talk about. And a few times, there were a few unexpected twists and turns, and other few times, a movie was just too good to not talk about it, that I had to talk about it right then and there. I'm not diagnosed with OCD, but I do have this type of OCD complexion where I have to do things in a personal order sometimes. I mean, like, I wanted my first movie review to be Man of Steel. And I didn't want to do anything else, even though I saw other movies that I really wanted to talk about. Hell, number 15 was going to be number 15 from the start! You know, I'm not even sure if I really should be showing this list. Like, I want to leave it for surprise, but However, I will say that even though that it has this set numerical order for these videos, I'm gonna admit that it's not necessarily gonna mean that I'm gonna make them / upload them in that order. I mean, the second review, or my second analysis review, the Lego Movie, I've yet to put that on YouTube, even though I've already recorded it in a costume outfit that I don't use anymore. So, just know that, yes, I am working on stuff, just steadily, and at my own pace. And no offense, but because right now it's not crucial for me to have something every week or every so often, I'm not exactly worrying about it. I will say that if it does get to a point like that, where I have to have a video every week, I will do a video every week. But right now, it's not like that, mainly because right now, this is supposed to be fun for me. Reason why I make videos on occasion. Sometimes even sooner than I want to, or not as soon as I want to, because I want to have fun with it. And not dread that I'm not, and I don't want to dread that, I have to work on my review of Home Alone 2. Not a thing, but that popped in my head. I mean, that's one reason why I think some people don't work right away sometimes, because they're dreading what they're having to do, that they look for any excuse not to do it. Hell, one of the last jobs that I did for maybe a couple of weeks or almost a month, I think, was doing a 7 p.m. shift to 3 a.m. and I hated that. I hated doing that shift, that I actually got to the point of willing to skip out. I mean, like, I think I remember on the last week, I don't know, I didn't, oh wait, no, I didn't feel good, so yeah. Didn't fake it, but didn't want to be there anyways. And of course, something I've also heard before, which you may have too, is that if a hobby becomes a job, is it still fun? As once it becomes a job and becomes work, it may no longer be fun. And I'll admit, it's the same, you know, like, and I'm actually kind of having that same problem with work right now too, because some jobs, whether I can deal with them or not, okay, but there are some other jobs that I just completely loathe, whether the time or not. Even though I have found some jobs that I actually did really like, yet there are some conditions or problems of me actually going in. One job's seasonal, another job needs me to put in an application, but they rejected my application. Or another one, I'm not qualified yet? It's a bunch of things. I think I'm getting off topic. Now, I do have a few things that I want to do with this channel. One video I'm working on is how to fix Transformer movie videos for Michael Bay. I already have a bunch of footage, and already did some of that editing of what footage I have with Sukumaru. I also have like a little self-project, which is kind of a Star Trek interview. Or is a Star Trek interview. Not with a cast or anything. I'm not that connected, and I don't know anyone who knows them. But I wanted to compare... I wanted to interview like a few fans. Depending on your age, like if you're my age, your parents grew up with Star Trek. Some may actually be fans of Star Trek. And if you're like me, you grew up watching, well, in my case, anything from and after The Next Generation with your own father. That was part of my childhood. But something I wanted to know was, what were some impacts that the franchise of Star Trek had on my father? I also know that a couple of my friends also have their parents who are in the very same boat, who are also Star Trek enthusiasts, or big fans. And in turn, their kids are too. And I wanted to know, what kind of impact did it have on them? Granted, I only have one interview recorded, and at this point, I think maybe I should probably see on what inspired him to show it to his own kids. But nonetheless, I wanted to know on how it impacted them. So that's the kind of interview I'm planning on doing. That video will come up eventually. I just still need to find some more recording time and also conversation and, interview the rest rather than just the one. And lastly, this is something that I've actually been wanting to do for over a year or two at this point. Probably over a year, yeah. And I suppose it will be inevitable, because it's something that everybody loves to do, everybody loves to watch, and it sometimes gets to know, and you get to know a little bit of tinkering of this. I already know what I'm going to do in the first one of this topic of genre. I want to do a top 10 list. I've been wanting to do a top 10 list for about a year now. And in that time, I made more than one. Because, as you can see here, yeah, with this in-depth and kind of heavy book, I've made a lot of lists. This is a slight exaggeration, but I still made a lot of lists. Far too many. I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if I already have 100 top 10 list ideas. Some may be a full top 10 list, some may have a little more, some may be slightly less because I can't finish the top 10 quota, but that doesn't mean the top 10 list has to be a top 10 list. It can be just a top whatever. I find media fun. I find thinking ideas fun. I'm always thinking. It's always a subject that's always in mind, like where you're always thinking of who's the best villain. Is this the most relatable hero that you would like? And also, there's always more than one and there's always more than one character that you probably identify with that you like so much, or even hate. You just can't pick one. Now, I will admit that I'm always doing that. I even sometimes bring on extra paper with me wherever I go, just in case I get an idea to add to a possible list of candidates, or if I think about, hey, a new list idea, I should write down the candidates for this. I often bring this book with me wherever I go. I even bring this book to work. I don't worry about this book being stolen because, well, there's nothing valuable in it except for just one pair of earbuds. So, those are my current projects right now. I also plan on doing, and I don't know, if I find a few funny skits that I can actually probably try to do, I'm going to do those too. The one thing I still don't know how to do, which I still need to try to find out, is how to change the thumbnail. I mean, there are some stuff that I really that I have a better thumbnail picture for, or want to use a better thumbnail picture for, rather than just a picture of me going for a thumbnail. So, let's recap, okay? This is not my job, this is a hobby. I have a life, and thus have to do work over this because of priorities. I have reviews coming up. Some may not be getting to right away. However, I still want to know, are there any movies that you want me to review? Feel free to just leave suggestions, and I'll get to them when I can. Next analysis videos will be Analysis 6, Zoids, or Analysis 2, the Lego Movie, but more prominently, Analysis 12, the Back to the Future trilogy. Those are the immediates, although probably less than 2 because reasons. I also plan on putting up How to Fix the Transformers movies because I have ideas, and Sukumaru has some too, and a top 10 list. Now, to leave off, I'll let you know, what kind of top 10 list is this? Well, what does every YouTube channel have in common? they started out small. Not every channel becomes recognizable, not every channel makes it, not every channel becomes so inexplicably famous, such as like Markiplier, Smosh, Nostalgia Critic, The Fiery Joker, but they all started out small. Top 10 potentially most powerful characters. For everything I talked about, I'll leave a link below, and you can just go on and see all those videos I mentioned, when they're uploaded, and see them from those links. Now bear in mind, like I said, life is more important, and my job and getting money and working on a job is more important than kind of this hobby, though I would like to do this hobby over more. So it may be a while for me to like get all these videos out, to work on all these videos and more. But they will come out eventually when I can get the time and find spare time to work on them and upload them and yada 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 yada. But please stay tuned. Subscribe if you want to know when they're out. In the meantime, have a great day, okay? And I look forward to your viewing. Zinth Owen, reporting out.